And welcome back. We're picking where we left off last time in Field of Glory Empire, where we're playing as Rome. Again, from Legacy Sandwich. I always just said at the end of the last episode, we're getting real close to winning. We just need to triple Macedonia, which means we need to get about 300,000, or not, about 30,000. And we're going far quicker than they are, so we're definitely on that path. One way we could lower that bar is by humiliating them. Though that is a pretty high war score objective, so that might not be particularly easy to do. We have taken what we want objective-wise from them. What are our other objectives? Our ally, Egypt. Our ally, well, our subject, Egypt. There. I don't think we're going to running out there. The Iberian one is not going to disappear, so we may be contemplating a war with Iberia. So if we peace out with Macedonia, that'll probably be where we're going, is we're going to go west over after Iberia. Troops are moving. Finish what you're building. Oops. No. Still got stuff to build. You still... Okay, we're still in the turn when you were on a blizzard. So let's go through the provinces, and then we can get to advancing the time. Oh, I'm surprised we don't have a crafting district here. We should probably grab this crafting district. Unless there's specifically something we're fishing for. I think it would be easier to find without it. I suppose the trade center, trade port are what we'd be fishing for in the commerce here. Which might actually be a good enough reason not to do crafting district, though as you can see from the commerce bonus there, the 10% commerce is quite a lot here. Yeah, I might... I think it's the trade center. Is the +1 trade range. No, it's the trade port. Trade center is the trade acumen. But yeah, we might procrastinate a little bit and do a couple of rerolls here because we're looking for the trade port. Grabbing the trade port here would be real powerful in the long run, which means we don't need very much construction. So we can put the most back on food. That's perfect. Clannis. Building in Clannis. Ooh, that's a good noble garden. So we only need 350 province-wide, so we don't need the full 543 we've got assigned right now. Close enough. Got that noble garden is building, and we got some other places to build. You're pretty good because of the culture, but at the same time we might pass it up because we do want that 6th military building, so we can be fishing for the military academy. So we'll pick up the archer. This isn't necessarily what we're going to be building. Well, we can now build archers everywhere, so the XP to archers is not too bad. Even if it's in some weird places. Do the wall upgrade here. Kind of fishing for a better wall. Okay, that looks good. Oh, lots to build here. 5 new building slots. Glassworks. That's implying that we don't have any glass in the area. With 2 nearby structures produce 5 equipment each, probably. Sure. Grabbing sanitation. Do we have... No, we don't have the military academy here. We're now rolling, or able to roll for it. Yeah, it's in the list. You know, not too worried about the decadence. We'll go a little bit of money here. We're a little low in money, so more money coming in is not bad. Yeah, I'd want more than 25. We don't some of the extra bonuses though, like the Silk and the Ivory. Precept House is not bad. I think we'll do the Precept House. Line expansion. And then we need, well, basically probably going to put everyone on production here because we've got so many things wanting to be built simultaneously. You know, maybe that says something about construction, is that we're getting pretty close to having everything built before we even got everything assigned to production in this province. Okay, so everything except for the Glassworks is going to finish. The Glassworks at the current thought process should probably finish, even if we got something being built in the land expansion. Secret Cult is something that I'd build much earlier in the population, but we're at 19 of 20. Like, no, that's not going to work here. Marble Vein, apparently we're going to get marble locally. I think we already have marble locally. Hard to tell. Local stone quarry workers have found vein marble. It would be difficult to access it, but still it represents a good opportunity for the region. This is a rare proposal. Do we have marble locally? I think trade details is how we can check. In the area, and I think the answer is no. And there's the hill, yeah. So it would be that sort of area. I don't see any local marble, so I think we will go for the marble vein. Overall, the region is a net importer, but that's fine. It'll, in theory, be importing one less thing in the future. Eventually exporting it, depending on what needs marble. Open slot here. This is the place where we're looking for the armor, which we still haven't rolled. So it's a reroll here, which means we don't need as much infrastructure. Close enough. Ooh, 2 slots here. Land expansion. And the land expansion. So yeah, pull up the work crews. We got land expansion to do. Because we'll grab the well here. Food will help with growing it in the future. How close are we in that bank? Close enough, I think if we move more food over, it may finish. There we go. Finish the bank and the ball at the same turn. Be there. Definitely a decent place to put a cult site so we can get the conversion of the locals. Build up the wall. Let's build up the salt house. A little bit extra health, a little bit extra food in the region will help with the growing. Grab the cult site. Okay, and that's everything building there. Lots to build there. I don't think we need weapons this far out. Would give us a little bit more manpower, but we're not really that desperate for manpower. This is out in the desert, so the smokehouse, salt house is probably the best place for food this far out. Temple upgrade? We can put about 40 something back. Still have it build at max speed. 3, a 1, and a 7, because we just took over the 7. Build the Tribune. Help deal with the unrest there. And then we have 3 slots here, so we're actually a little bit less desperate to build the crafting district. Of course, this is promptly when we pull it, so we'll build it anyway. Everything building? No, so we should swap more people over production. Okay, everything's finishing. Lots to build here. If we want to grow quickly out here, it may make sense to build out, again, the salt house and the smokehouse. Let me go with the tavern here. A little loyalty is not going to hurt. Then we'll do the salt house, or the smokehouse. Not the salt house. We have the salt house and the smokehouse we're building. Monument. Okay. Don't think we need the wine here. I think we just go for the reroll. Yeah. Nothing to build there. 1 slot there. We have a garum shop. And the wall upgrade. Garum shop won't actually be too bad. Looks like a pretty nice garum shop. And I don't think we need that much construction, so we'll crank the food production up a little bit. Do the land reclamation. We got a lot of good choices here. We're going to do land reclamation for the extra building slot. You want to, for instance, out here, we just do the Basilica. We do have a land reclamation, so we'll do that. There we go. Okay, so we're making good progress on it, but we won't finish that one this turn. Nope, lots of building slots here. Land reclamation. Grab the preceptor house. Not quite enough to build both of them. How much more do you need? Is it about 100 more province line? There we go. Okay. We got a urban guard, which we could do, which we're not going to do. Got a large quarry. We got a spinning mill. No, we're doing a large quarry here. It's not a great upgrade, but sometimes okay upgrades are good enough. Do you want the salt works? Okay, let's do the salt house. And yes, we can now build that irrigation canal, which is what we're fishing for. 15 more food, 3 nearby structures, get the papyrus, saving us a bunch of money and generating some culture. Nice. Hey, you're building, okay. Building the troop stuff. I got loose provinces I should go through, I think. We got a couple provinces first. Tribunal. We can grab the sanitation. Okay. Out in the province, one more check. Loyalty hasn't improved enough yet here for us to do anything. Just conquered, occupied. Okay, so this is getting close to being usable, but just isn't yet. Okay, that's all loose. We don't need to do any art of the siege because we don't actually have anything under siege, honestly. Okay, let's advance the turn. See our troops march forward. And we're attacking these guys. We had a storm ordered. Okay. Did okay in the skirmish. And we managed to break in and take the siege. .4 and we're looking for 3, so we're definitely, well, we've already pretty predicted that we're going the correct direction. Send the spare troops back home, saving us some money. Okay, conga line continues forward. Byzantium rejected our proposal. Okay. Because we're in the progressing tier, we gained 1 progress token. Let's go ahead and try to negotiate with these guys again. So we want to negotiate peace, but we want to cede regions. Basically the ones that we occupy. Okay, 1% chance of success. We'll propose. I'll probably say no, but we'll propose. Now, with these guys, again, we arguably don't even want to take as much as we could. We just want to take what we've got. That's immediately adjacent to stuff on the mainland. We'll let them keep the stuff over here. And we want to humiliate them. First tier of humiliation. And they're saying no to that. It's getting closer. We have allies or vassals. War exhaustion has impacted them significantly. Elves combat power, they're overstretched. It's defensive war. Basic happens chance. They don't like us. Okay. So give up on that for the moment. Obviously not piecing out with them. In the current state, troops are moving forward there. We'll have you dig in a little bit more by putting limes down. And I think, other than a little bit more troop movement, this guy can't actually go anywhere because he's caught in the sandstorm. You get out to the island, yeah. Okay, army got here to occupy Jinnis, which is significantly suppressing the revolt risk. They're now down to 1%. To at least help us not have any more bad events for the moment. Your unrest penalty will go away next turn. They'll bring us to 47, at which point there will probably be no unrest. Okay, let's go around our stuff. Lots of slots here, so lots of stuff to build. At least in theory. Forge would be decent if we wanted to import copper. That's actually a thing to think about there. Don't think we have the mint here. You know, let's grab the forge. If we end up making the coin maker or the bank, this will make sure we've got copper in the area, which will make it better. Let's grab the prison here. It'll help drag the decadence down a little bit. And we can upgrade the coin maker to a mint here. Again, we're missing the silver. It's a little bit harder to get the silver. That's why we're doing the prospecting here, trying to find it. Some of the cities, like the capital here, are actually getting surprisingly close to where we get the next one, which is 50,000. We're almost at 40,000 here. We got 5 of 6 infrastructure buildings here. They'll build the warehouse, then we can do the upgrades on the warehouse, the builder's goal, and the land reclamation with the next building slot. So let's do that. And we don't need as much construction, so we can put some people back on making food. Yeah, close enough. Yeah, I'm thinking of going to that caravan house. And then the rest of the construction obviously is incredible overkill. Get the whole region basically back to growing again. Bit of building. Close enough, I think. Decent market, we're only missing the dye, and there's a couple different ways to import dye. Could also build the noble district here to get the 6 culture building, but I think we'll wait. We can always... We got a lot of people to convert here, so it might actually be better to do something like a temple. Yeah, okay. Land reclamation. And that does demonstrate that we probably do want that construction level, so that's fine. Just 9 more culture is not bad. Zeros aren't upgrade because it's an upgrade of the old site to the temple. Sure. Let's pick up the sewers. Oh, not quite enough to build the temple. How short are we on the temple? 11. So that means I'd have to move 22 more here, which we can do. Get it done in a turn. The cotton spinning mill. Okay. 33 currency. Needs cotton, so if we ever get cotton in a place where it can get exported over here, it'll make even more money. And then at that point, we don't need this much construction, because that costs about 160, so we can put another 650 back on food. Close enough. So those are not necessarily hard choices. This is the hard one where we're looking for the armor. And this is our last slot for the moment, so we're just going to re-roll. Hopes that we find it. Should be enough to get everything built in turn, yeah. It's fine. That's a lot of people building that don't need to be building. One open slot there, so presumably we don't need that many people building. Though land reclamation is reasonably expensive. Actually, we need them all. Okay. Military Academy. Nice. Provide some culture, provide some leader quality. Don't question the fact that we've got a military academy 5 inches away off of the Saharan desert here. Locals totally need it for some reason. And here we're fishing for military academy already, so we don't need the military store. Probably take the Tribune. Though this is a pretty dry place, so we'll probably do the Salt House. Or food. Yeah. One. I've seen better. We're not that desperate for money yet. Street Parlor is pretty nice there. How far along is the culture conversion here? It looks plausibly done. Yeah, it's pretty much done. So we can swap over to the Hostile Temple here. Imports coral, which isn't a problem. Would be even better if we had fish, because it'd be 5 more culture, but we can work on that. There we go. Lots to build here. Build the training ground, keep military expertise high. I suppose we haven't checked on the military expertise. It might not actually be high anymore with all our expansion. Okay, so now we're searching for the clothing manufacturer, which we should have. I think we have all the things for all the purchases. Yeah, it's in the list. So it's just something we gotta roll. So we don't need to re-roll because we've got 3 slots, so we can build some stuff that aren't necessarily ideal. Talking about the delicacy shop, I think I'll do the Tribune here. Quality is not bad. And we got 6 building slots here, so we need to build a lot of stuff. Street Parlor will be better later. We'll take the Smokehouse right now. Okay, and those will both finish in 1 turn. Lots of stuff to build here. This is major infrastructure penalty, lesser commerce penalty. If we had better farm things, I'd probably want to farm here. But we are in, what, scorching desert, so the orchard might be the best we can get farm-wise. So we might as well build the orchard, I suppose. One into 3. Oh, we'll take that wall upgrade. Scriptorum. Papyrus is available and can be imported. 16 culture. And it's a culture multiplier, so as we get other sources of culture, it gets better. Salt House. We're less desperate for food here, so I think we're going to go to the workshop. Or the warehouse. Okay. 1 slot there. Just missing the tavern, otherwise it'd be pretty good. Or just missing the olive oil in the tavern would be pretty good for money. I think we'll go with it because it's decent on the money anyway. 3 open slots and 1 open slot. Upgrade the harbor. Build a school that we are able to import. I think we're overbuilding. Like, maybe not by much, like 40 times 3? Yeah, probably 40 times 3. We'll do that and call it good. 2 there. Grab the barracks. The training ground. And then we don't need that much construction to build a barracks. Is that enough? Yeah, I think it's enough with what we've got stockpiled already. 1 and a 2. Perfumery. That is going to affect some other things. It'd be even better if we had frankincense or something. Or tin mine. Do the perfumery. 7 slots. In the place we've taken from Byzantium. Probably grab the Tribune. The extra loyalty. Grab the wall here. Actually, we were looking for papyrus down here at some point, so we can work towards papyrus. Irrigation system. Then we'll just be one agricultural building short from searching for the canal. Your building. They've calmed down enough they're now willing to do things other than try to feed themselves, which is a good place to be for us, I think. Yeah, now we're getting some decent production times on those. It'll get even better if we can negotiate an end to the hostilities. Okay, we're now on to the loose ones. So best cycle through by selecting any place and hitting spacebar. I think we're just going to do the shuffle there. Out here in the desert, did get both the salt house and the smokehouse. We've got most of the good food health buildings. Could drop the herbalist. That would actually allow us to get up to tier 2 health, but I don't think we'd really benefit from it out here in the desert. Orchard is probably the best farm building we can get. Probably start working towards regional roads. Fish would provide fish, but we don't need that. This is basically Istrias here is kind of fort with our large walls, the Imperial Legion camp, the siege workshop, the watchtower. Yeah, we're just fortifying it more. Okay, with that, I think it is time to cycle the turn. See how the continued march forward goes. In the skirmish phase. Good. We defeated the enemy general, that's good to see. And stormed the fort, which is also good to see. Dacia wants to trade. What do you want? We give you money, you give us metal. Let's counter-proposal this. I give you money, you give us cooperation. I'll even give you more money. Sure. We're way overpaying them for that, but sure. They are proposing peace. I propose that you're going to give us a lot more than that if you're getting peace. Seed regions. That region. That region. Arguably I should take that one so we can keep the whole province. And that one. And then humiliate you. And the humiliation's probably the point where they go like, no. Because yeah, if we take the humiliation off, they are basically willing to give us what we want, but because of how much, because I think this is breaking up into 20% and then a 10%, right? So the lowest I can take from them is 10%. If they didn't have as much legacy, we could probably actually get something through on them at this point, I think. Okay. Okay, we order you to move it to there. Building limes as you leave where you are. Oh, you're thinking you can get all the way there. Okay, well if you can, then do. Camp, Roman roads. Everything else is going pretty well. So I think if we take this one, we'll actually end up with owning it. Because they control it because they've taken it from the Sarmatians. But three-way peace treaties are complicated, is basically how this game handles it. So if we take it from them, we don't have to negotiate the Sarmatians to keep it. Basically how that works. Right now, I think we can negotiate with the Sarmatians to give it back to Sarmatia if we really wanted to not have to hold on to it. We'll get on the Prospector resources. Otherwise, we order the troops to go forward. We're looking a little ragged, so we'll do a fleet rotation. So you're at least next to a place where you can pick up supplies. I suppose we actually don't even need a fleet there anymore, really. We probably want it like in the Bosphorus Chimeras here, so we can see if those guys want to come around. There's any ships over there trying to come out. Yeah. So the other we can do, is there any diplomacy we can do with you? So, could do cooperation, that's not quite what we're looking for. They don't like us enough for an alliance. Probably like us enough that we could propose a cooperation treaty. We'll see how that goes. Okay. Because if I can get access through them to go after the Hellenic capital over here, the Emperor's Palace, that would be tempting to do. Okay, so that's the troop movement. Are we still negotiating with you? Yeah, we're still waiting for that negotiation to play out. Come here, we'll upgrade this Roman camp to limes. And you can see there is more territory out in the desert. So as your population rises, if there's enough population next to land that would normally not be traversable by like the military or whatever, it will become traversable and get some population. So we could slowly sort of push out and take over the desert if we wanted to. We don't really want to do that, but we could. That's a doable thing. Okay, need to build there. Need to build there. Oh, good to see that we still make enough, or that we now would make enough production in Italia Superior that we can actually take everyone off of production and put them on food. Can't quite do that in Cisalpine. Land reclamation, finish next turn. Nothing to build there. I think we need the barracks upgrade. And we don't need this much on construction. Take another 40 off. Oops, one too many. Here we go. Got an slot there. Take the Oratian Tribune? I think so. Oh, lots to build here. Let's grab that. No, probably pass on the wall. Grab the prison instead of the deck construction. Representation. I think we'll just do a reroll here. Don't really like any of those options, and I know we do need to have options. We're looking here for the armory. It hasn't popped up. We have had this pop up again, which is interesting. So it's a bunch of more culture. So we'll build that. Everything except for the prisons being built this turn. How much do you cost? Okay, so we're not making much production, so I can probably agree just to throw more on production. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. The prison will speed up once it's the only thing in construction, or the shuffle perspective. Can we support that? Yes. 2 and a 2. Oh, we got lots of building out here as well. Take the academy. Take the scriptorum. Yeah. Two slots here. Build the monument. And obviously we don't need that much on construction then. The monument isn't that expensive. Okay. One slot here. Probably don't need that much construction. Street poller. And yeah, we need a lot less construction. Okay, we need one person working on it to have enough construction, so everyone else can farm. I think we'll do the reroll here, actually. Because where you need to look for the solution for the pleasure cult. And or just camp an army out here long enough to suppress them that way. Two and a 5. 2 is where we're looking for the clothing manufacturer. Extreme weather is what? Healthcare. That explains why we have access to the healthcare tier 2 building. I think we'll do that orchard. Then we got 5 here. I shouldn't be that desperate for the loyalty, because loyalty will be perfectly fine once just Conquer goes away. Take the Wheelmaker then. Fair making 47 manpower. Oh, and the fair is reasonably expensive. Thought it was cheaper than that. Another 20 from somewhere else. There we go. Decent decent granary. So we have grain available for it. Much more? Basically about another 100, which we definitely get, so that's not a problem. 30. That enough? Yeah. 3, 2, and 1. Build the academy. Mobile district. We don't need the loyalty, and it's not quite good enough. Go stables here. It's the provincial unit. Hispanic Scrutiarii. Okay. Four, 3 mountain men. It's actually 5, 4 in the mountains. Pretty scary for mountains. Have the smokehouse. And then I don't think we need that much construction to get everything done. Oh no, the academy needs it. Never mind. Forgot how expensive the academies can be. Wall upgrade. School upgrade. And the Builders Guild. Okay. Perfumery will finish this turn. It might actually get delayed if we are building something else, but we're definitely going to build something else, so. Yeah, it's getting delayed a turn, that's fine. That should be a decent farm once the locals calm down. Get back to work. Tunis. What can we do to get more loyalty in Tunis? I don't know, prison will work. So I'd say the prison's not going to work, but of course the prison does work. It does provide 15 loyalty. Thinking I've mainly been building for the decadence reduction, not for their loyalty bonus. Not desperate for that racing track, and we definitely have a better one. We don't need the shipyard. Maybe go to the warehouse? Don't need to go to the warehouse. Might do the reroll here, because looking at it, we probably are looking for better culture building or better commerce building. Well, there's maybe... No, we want to do the aqueduct if we're going food building. Or the well if we're going... Or aqueduct if we're going health building. Well if we're going food building. We have what we need to roll what we would want. Or do we? 3... Oh, we have 6, but we need to build something to upgrade. So if we wanted more infrastructure here, building the warehouse or building the builder's hall would make sense, because then you'd build them and then be fishing for the upgrade. We're not really desperate for the infrastructure, so no, we're going to shuffle here. Decent street polar. And that's a decent farm. That's proceeding. And the new place... Well, the new place is a new place, so we might want to do something like this. I'll just provide a ton of loyalty. Keep it stable. And then we're on to the loose. Like here. There. Yep, that's it. Okay, back to rolling the turn. This should probably be the last end turn of the part. Probably been letting the part go a little bit long. But I'm trying to get in three turns per part right now is kind of what I'm aiming for. Or is it 2 turns? I'm trying to at least get 2, if not 3, turn processes in. So we're attacking against the Macedonians here. We should probably win. If for no other reason than the advantage of our archers are giving us. There we go. Oh, and this is where the Macedonian army got chased to. This might actually be a vaguely hard fight, I'd say, before seeing that the entire enemy army is exhausted from the range incoming. And we're at 2.5 of the desired/required 3x of Macedonia here. Change our recruitment policy. Sure, we'll Send some people home. Oh, Crocus is legacy, which is spend money to get stuff, which we're going to pass on. Health laws, do some sanitation works. Okay, so this is where I'm going to go ahead and put a part break in. If you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. We're getting closer and closer to the point where we could just win at any point. With the legacy there, we need 3 times theirs, so that's about 30,000. We're at 25,000. So obviously that's 5,000 more, which is not a small amount. But if we did humiliate them, that would drop the requirement by 3,000. And then you're kind of starting to see we're getting real close on getting where we are and where the difficulty, where we can drop it to intersect soon. But yeah, this is where we're going to head and put a part break in. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. Once again, I'm going to take a short break, hopefully shorter than the last couple. And then I'll be right back. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.